Good morning, students and world at large. This is a Google Hangout. Thank you. At least one person say good morning back. Let's try it again. Good morning, world.
Good morning.
Good morning, people. Okay, good. Okay, so today is Wednesday, February 4th, 2015. We're lucky to be alive.
Hey, well, good
At
day.
least that's what I heard out of Jerry Maguire, right? It's good to be alive.
It's good, yeah.
Okay, so we have a lot to do today. We're going to pick up where we left off yesterday and then move forward. A couple things I want to mention. One of the things the school in Las Vegas is getting very involved in is publishing. And so last week, or the last 2 weeks, all California and Las Vegas were working on a school newsletter publication. We did get have been getting some comments back from people that it was very good. So the Jesuit, as one person said, hey, great job on the newsletter. So that was nice of him to do that. We also published this magazine for the Italian American Club called The Voce. This is a 14-year-old news magazine that goes out once a month. We are now responsible for producing that. So once a month we have a printed version, which starting in March is going to be a magazine size. We now do a weekly email to newsletter to all of the subscribers, well, not all of the subscribers, almost 1,000 subscribers. And we have daily updates on our Google Plus community. So we're making a push for that. Also, Will, could you hold on one more second? Okay. Also, we, for a year, have been publishing this. This is the newsletter for the Italian American Club. Okay. And its new format is this, and then to this. So it looks like that. So we're making a push to publishing because publishing or newsletters is something that all businesses can do, and the cloud makes easy. In the old days, publishing wasn't so easy when you had to only do things by printing, because then after you print it, then you have to distribute it. But with this thing called the internet, doing newsletters is pretty easy, especially with tools like MailChimp. So we believe it will be beneficial for everybody to become very good at being able to do newsletters. When you're talking to them about the cloud, you can talk about newsletters, you can talk about increasing business saving costs. So that's that topic. And lastly, I want to introduce Will Nada. Will is a graduate. Let's see, we did this yesterday, but not on the Hangout, right?
Right.
Okay. So Will was in the first class of students here in Las Vegas last year. He was in the first graduating class. He worked with Sherry and on employment planning and got things done. And now the school is going to night classes here in Las Vegas starting on February 16th. So anybody who wants to go night school, please let Sherry know, and we'll see if it makes sense to switch over. You know, if you're almost done, it probably doesn't make sense to switch to night school. But on the other hand, maybe it does. But so this is Will. Will, as a great student, did you grow up in LA?
I grew up in Orange County
Okay.
and moved to LA when I went to school there.
Okay, so Will did some time at UCLA, right?
Yes.
Okay. And so we're very happy to have Will
Thank you, everybody.
back and as our night instructor. And we expect big things from Will.
Yes.
So now
Very
it's
big
live
things.
on YouTube for
Now
the world.
Now it's official.
Yeah. So good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, guys.
And okay, now once more into the breach. Okay, everybody should have Gmail up. What are we going to do today? What's the assignment in Gmail? Okay, contacts. Right. What was the other one? Contacts and what? And contacts and No.
Set up groups?
No. No. Did anybody in California?
Yes.
Okay, what is the thing that we're working on today?
Today we're going to take your email, create a future event, and share it.
Right, creating events. Exactly. So we're doing events and contacts. We're going to work on contacts first. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so I'm going to go into Gmail. So who can tell me what creating an event is?
Basically, it's something that you send out to everyone. It's something that you can put in your calendar, send out to everyone who you're inviting to the event, and it can be for anything, a party, a class, anything. What's important though is it's on your calendar, and yeah.
Okay, all right. So good job. Thank you, Jesse. That illustrates something that we all need to get to be good at. So, Robert, how would you describe creating an event?
Like this right
Sorry
now,
for playing.
Right now we have the hangout.
Okay. Now, here's the important thing we need to do, because when you get in an interview, they are not going to know really what the cloud is. Best case, they will have heard about the cloud, but they're not really going to know about the cloud, and they might want to pretend they know about the cloud. So you want to make it easy for them and not make them feel uncomfortable. Because a lot of people that do interviews, they want to be the one who's the boss. They don't want to feel like they're interviewing somebody who's way better than they are. And in this, we should be way better than they are. So when we talk about these things, always come from the position of the cloud and talk about apps. Okay, so creating an event is in Gmail, but I can't think of the word right now, but it interfaces, that's not a good word to use in an interview, but it interfaces with the calendar app. Integrates, how about that? It integrates with the calendar app. So when we're talking about these things, talk about the app that it is, Gmail, and talk about the app that it interfaces with or integrates with, so people know where you're going. So creating an event is something that you do in Gmail, which is app number 1, right, that we're working on, that integrates with the calendar app number 2. And I think for our purposes, our vocabulary should be, we don't say calendar, we say calendar app. We don't say maps, we say the map app, or Google's map app. If you throw map in, if you throw the word app into all of these things, people will get, that could be something different than what I think of. Because you don't want to say, oh yeah, I know all of these Google apps. I know calendar, I know maps, I know voice, I know, and you list them, and in their brain they're saying, well, I know calendar, I know maps, I know email. Well, we know now they don't really know it, right? When we're doing these things in Gmail, getting signatures done, getting labs done, all of this stuff, other people don't know that. So let's make it clear in a very polite, professional way that when we're talking about Google Apps, we always use the word app. Okay, so the Drive, just say Drive app, the Docs app, just add the word app to everything. And that will get them to pause, think about it, and on a non-conscious level, in their brain will distinguish it different from what they know. Because I know maps, I know calendar, but you're talking about calendar app. That will stick in their brain. Okay? So creating events does what, Jesse?
Basically, like I said before, it puts it on your calendar.
And just repeat what I said. Okay, who's got it?
Allows you to plan ahead of time.
No. Okay, go ahead.
Create an event enables you to get your information out to the people that you want to.
Okay,
attend the
just
event.
repeat what I said. What did I say? I said it 3 times.
It integrates with the calendar app.
Right, okay? On Gmail, it integrates with the calendar app,
App, excuse me.
okay? It integrates with the calendar app.
That's
So creating events, well, this is how you start.
okay.
Okay, we start with the broad and we go to the
Okay.
narrow, right? So deduction. Start with the broad, you work your way down to the narrow. So in this it would be, once again, so creating events is something in Google or Gmail that integrates with the calendar app. Okay, then you can say, oh, this is Tony Guanci. I got to take this. This is about hockey. Good morning, Tony. Yeah, I got your email. Let's see, I'm in front with classroom. I will hang out on air. But, and I just want to get to What? Dead air? Dead air? Okay. All right. So, California, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, good. So that was Tony Guanci. Tony Guanci is part of the team bringing an NHL hockey team to Las Vegas.
How you spell his last name?
Guanci. And the Maloof brothers are going to be at the Italian American Club, and so this goes back to the stuff we publish. So it's important. And the Maloof brothers owned what before?
Sacramento.
Palms. What else? The Sacramento Kings. And they sold the Kings for how much? Does anybody remember what Angelo said Friday? $580 million. And they netted about $280 million. So they are not important size people in LA, because everybody's a billionaire there, but for Las Vegas, they are very big fish in a small pond. So I apologize and thank you for indulgence. Now, so tell me, Marcellus, what is creating an event? Okay, so in Gmail, so the only thing you left out was the Gmail part. So it's how Gmail integrates with the calendar app. Okay, good. So how do we get there from here? How do we do that? And why should we? Frame the stakes of the moment. Why should we care? Okay, so if you read your notes for today's thing, managing time is our most precious resource. The better we manage time, the more productive we'll be. The more productive we'll be, the more money we can make for other people and ourselves, and the better our lives will be. Because it's very frustrating when you have a plan, you don't execute properly, and then you have to go back and do it again. So like you notice, Daniel is not here today because all of the planning he did on getting the Lavoches out, when he sent the email to the delivery guy, he forgot one page. So I got a call from the publisher saying, how come the papers weren't delivered to these two accounts? Oops. That's because the driver wasn't told to deliver to those accounts, because when we sent the email out, it was in a rush and we forgot that page. Probably the worst page to forget. One of the places that didn't get them is in advertising. So managing time is important. And right now, if you get an email that talks about let's do something on a certain date, how do you put that on your calendar? How would you do that now? What? How would you do it? Who wants to help you?
Can't you just go to the calendar? Can't you just go to the calendar, click on the date and time that you want?
Okay, so there's always more than one way to do things in Google. So a simple answer would be go to the calendar what? App. Go to the calendar app and click on the date and time. That would be one way, but we're not studying calendar app this week. We're doing what? Gmail app. Okay, so you get an email. Morning. So you receive an email and you open the email. So I have an email on the screen right now from Tony Guanci saying, I'm on a plane to Vegas. We'll call when I land. Looking forward to seeing you tonight. Okay, so if I want to create an app, an event, what do I do? Who knows? Okay, so here's the thing to do at 9:30. Read the stuff and then look at the video. Read the stuff and then look at the video, because these questions I'm asking you are in it.
Okay.
Okay, if this was law school, this is how it works. They call on your name, they have your seating chart, they ask you a question. If you're not ready, they give you a minus. And if you have 2 unprepareds, then you're on academic probation. That's how they do it in law school. And so read the thing and then watch the video. So what you do is you click on the More button. So if you watch that screen up there,
Yeah.
something else.
There's
But I click on the More button.
it's right after the contact. It's just an arrow pointing down. And when you go on it, it says more.
You have to open the event. You have to open the event. And then you click on the More button and it says, one of the choices is Create Event. Okay? Oops. So I click on the More button. You see that box drop down? And one of the choices, the third from the bottom, says Create Event. Then what happens? Look at the screen up here. What happens then? It opens the calendar, right. Okay. So as Jesse was saying, if you want to create an event, you go to the calendar. Yeah, but that's not the best way to do it because I'm in my email right now. I don't want to stop what I'm doing. I'm in my email. But I want to create an event. So I click More, and then I create an event. It takes me to the calendar. And if you look at it, in the description box, it takes the body of the email. So on my description box, it says, description says, I'm on a plane to Vegas. We'll call when I land. Looking forward to seeing you tonight. Okay? So what I do is now I'm in my calendar mode. And then I just fill in the things on my calendar. Internet Club with Maloofs.
It happened again. I haven't got it fixed yet. I want to know how to do it.
Okay, so I start filling in the rest of it. Where is the event? Italian American Club. And then I'm going to add Iguanzi. Angelo.
Is there a way to put a circle in that, like a, and just add an entire like circle, or?
Well, you can try adding a circle. You have to know the name of the circle.
Okay.
Okay.
Director, is there a way to invite everyone from your circle, from like a particular circle?
That's what
You
I
can
was.
try and add a circle.
Can you go to the circle?
So you can go to operations. So you could go.
Okay, so I've just created this event from my email. I filled it in, I added a couple more people, and now I save it. And up comes the thing that says attendees from outside your organization, the following people, blah, blah, blah. Do you want to invite the external guests? Yes. Now it asks me, do you want me to send the invitations? Yes, I did. So everybody that was invited to the event just got an email saying that. And then my calendar will be updated to show the event. Okay, and so on my calendar, right now that you see this block down here, this blue block, is dinner with the Maloofs. So my calendar has now been updated to show it. I sent invitations out to people through email, and if they accept or don't accept, I get notified. So that's what creating events is. Now what we need to do is we need to have the habit of always being prepared to go up and click the More button. Okay, that's what we need to do. We need to always be prepared. When we read an email, our reflex has to be, oh, future event, more. Future event, more. I want to follow up with this person, more. Not reply. Not reply. You don't have to hit reply. Okay? And then you can put your reply in the description box. So has everybody been able to get to create an event? Okay. So when I say the description box, everybody knows what that is, right? Can you attach a file to an event?
Yes.
Yeah, you can attach a file to the event. Can you set it up as a hangout? Yeah, you can. Can you have it so that there's a map attached?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Director, when you say can you attach a file, where?
Okay, so you go in. I'm going to go back to the email. I'm going to go to create event. Okay, now, you see the box that says description? Are you in the create event? Do you see below it? Does it say add attachment? Does anybody not have something right below the description box that says attachment? Okay. Do you guys not have that? Okay. So what that means is you need to go into settings and configure it. So you weren't here when we had the calendar class. So all of these Google apps, to learn to use as professionals, you get to do some stuff on them to improve it. So you would have to go into settings, and I don't know if they have labs in there or something, but you can figure it out.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, you go into that, and then you just enable those features.
Enable the event attachment.
Okay. So now we need to move on. Okay, so let's move on to contacts. We've got 20 minutes left to talk about contacts. I'm going to see. Okay, Dennis, you're muted, but can you hear me? Are there any questions in California? Can you hear me, Dennis?
Yes, we're fine, Ed.
Okay, so everybody knows how to create an event, right?
Yes, they do.
Okay, and everybody knows to refer to apps as apps. So when you're in your interview, we don't just say calendar anymore. We say the calendar app, the map app, the voice app, the Drive app, the Google Docs app. Okay, so now let's go to part 2, and that is contacts. So when I say contacts, what does that mean? Anybody in California? What does contacts mean?
Oh, yeah, those would be all your contacts, all your email, associates, circles, acquaintances, friends.
Okay, so that's a description of what they are. So, but I'm looking for something a little bit different in terms of the app. Okay, the contact app. What is the contact app? How do we get to it?
Oh, you go to contacts. Go to the arrow above compose.
Okay.
You're talking about the arrow above compose. Open that arrow and you'll see contacts. Once you open that, you should be able to see. You should be able to see your group contacts, your circles, your most contacted, other contacts.
Right. Okay. Excellent. So let's see. So now you once again see my screen. I am going to do exactly what Dennis said. So above the compose button, it says what?
Gmail.
Does it say Gmail? Mine says mail.
Gmail.
Okay. Okay. So I'm on the paid version. So I will click on that, and now you see my contact. Okay. So on the left side, we have contacts, and it has all the different groups of contacts that I have. I'm going to get rid of those. But it also has all of my circles. So that gets me into the Google Plus app. And I see that I have 783 contacts in my circles. Now, what else do I have? I have most contacted. Do you have that? If you scroll down, okay, most contacted. And what about other contacts? Okay, what did we learn from the video about other contacts?
Those are the contacts that are like spam or people that you're not communicating with, but
It
haven't
only-
received an email from or something like
You
that.
can only add to the other contact unless you open it up. Now send an email back.
Okay, so what did you mean?
Like if you don't have any, and if you send an email back, it'll put it into other contacts.
Okay, so other contacts are for all of those emails of people that are not in your official contact list. Okay, so the good news is Google keeps track of all of the emails that you send or receive. Because sometimes what we do is we just reply to an email. We don't add the person to our contacts, right? And we don't add them to our contacts, but we really don't want to lose them. So the important thing to know is A, Google saves all of your contacts, and B, it puts them in this thing called other contacts. We need to get in the habit as professional power users to take all of the people in our other contacts and move them into groups, even if the group is just called miscellaneous. Move them into a group, move them into a circle, whatever. You know, we turn an email into something important. So like, let's think now of the newsletter that we send out. Is it better or worse to send the email, the newsletter, to more people?
Better.
Could be better. That was a trick question.
Mm-hmm.
Could be better because we could send it to the wrong people.
Yeah.
Okay, but if we send it to the right people, as Jesse said, it's a lot better, right? Because if we send it to more of the right people like what we're doing, then we can expect good things to happen from more of the right people. So, but we lose that opportunity if we don't have the people identified in our contact list. So yesterday we talked about you should plan on having this account forever. This should be your go-to account. Why? Because all of the stuff that you did here as reference material will be there for you. All of the YouTube videos that we've done, the ones that you've starred in, all of the LTC LV stuff on the drive, all of that stuff will be with you forever. So you shouldn't discard this account. And as Will said, this is his #1 account still. So all people, so as a best practices thing for us personally and professionally, everybody we meet, we should get their contact information, because you just never know when you might want to get that person again. But we have to spend the time to take that email address and turn it into more information. Not just an email address where we have to remember, because 5 years from now, we probably won't remember who it was we sent that email to for what reason. So Google makes it easy to do all of that stuff through contacts. So you start with a other contact. So I'm just going to click on that on my screen. Okay, and let's see. So I'm just going to open this one up here. A. Kolner. A. Kolner. Okay, I remember who that is. Now, what do I want to do? Huh?
You know, you want to add notes, phone number, whatever.
Yeah, so I want to fill out who is A. Kolner. For first, I want to change the name to Amy. All I did was I clicked on the space. Amy Kolner, owner. I don't remember what her business is. I don't remember the name of her business, but I'll say she refers students to LTC California. I already have her email address in there. I don't have another one. I don't have her phone number handy, but if I did, I could do that. And
the notes.
There's nothing else I want to add. Okay, so I could add her to a group. And in the middle of the screen is a thing that could look like 3 people standing shoulder to shoulder, or it could look like the footprint of a 3-toed sloth.
Group, circle.
Yeah, so I will click on that, and it will show me a group. My groups list will pop up, and I'm going to add her to the LTC group. Or, yeah, group. Now, over on the right, I have circles. There's this little red box over here on the right, add. So I would add her to outside. Okay, so now she's in my circles. We're done. She's automatically saved. And look what happened. She's not on my other anymore. Amy Kolner is not part of my other contacts anymore. Where did she go?
She went into circles.
She went into my contact list. Okay, so on the screen, right there. So the important thing to know is when you get an email or you send an email to people, that goes in your other contacts. Not a contact yet, it's just an email address.
Director, do you have to get somebody's email? Do you have to get an email from somebody or send an email to somebody? In other words, do you have to have their email to add them to contacts? Can you get them from? Can you get contacts from?
Who can answer that question? So Jesse said, if you don't have an email from them, can you add them to contacts?
Yes.
Yes.
How?
Just go to your new contact.
Right. You push the button, Jesse, on your screen that says new contact. Okay, do you see that?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Just, it asks for their email.
Name, phone number.
And then
Well, it asks for a lot, right? It gives you the opportunity to put in a lot of information. So now, good question. So we don't have to have somebody's email to add them to the contact list. We could have their phone number. We could just have their name. What do you think happens if you add their phone number and you have an Android phone that is synced with your Gmail?
They in your contact.
It's going to be on your phone.
I have you guys on my phone.
Okay.
Everything from
Success. It worked. I got on somebody's phone.
the group of y'all.
Okay. So, so for best practices for professional and personal, get everybody's contact information. Move it from other contacts to contacts. Put them in groups. You can put people in more than one group. They can be in a customer group and they can be in a friend group. They can be in a customer group and they can be in your faux group. That's F-A-U-X. No, that's faux, F-O-E. That's your faux group. That's the group you don't want to send stuff to, but you want to make sure you know where they are, right? What do they say in The Godfather about friends? Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. So you put your foes, you don't delete them from your contact list. You put them over in the group that's called virus or something. Radioactive. Do not open. Okay? So you know where they are, safe and secure. You're not going to accidentally send them information. Now we're not going to get into it today, but once you put people in circles, when they're in your contacts and you put them in circles, you can create a custom voicemail greeting for each circle. Okay, so what do I mean by that? What does that mean? What does it sound like it means?
So if your customer calls, they get one. If your foes call, they get another message.
Yeah.
If your family calls, they get another.
Exactly. This is something really cool. Last year, when I was talking about it, I said, next year, everybody's going to know about this. Everybody's going to do this. But a year later, people still don't really know. People don't do it. It takes a little bit of work. You have to, first of all, put all of your contacts into circles. Then in Google Voice, for each circle, you create a custom greeting. So anybody that calls from that circle, they're going to hear that particular greeting. So if it's a customer, they're going to hear a greeting for customers. If it's a prospect, they're going to hear a greeting that's different, that's geared towards prospects. That's kind of like, we really want your business, I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse, which you wouldn't offer your existing customers. Right? You don't offer your existing customers offers they won't refuse because you'll lose money on it. But here you can do a thing to say, I'm going to invest money to get a customer. I'll lose money to get this guy to come to my restaurant. I'll lose money on his dinner the first time because I'm so confident he'll like it, he'll come back. But I can't do that with my existing loyal customers because then I will go broke, because then they'll expect me to keep the price low all the time. So you can have custom greetings for your suppliers that basically says, you know what, I can't take your call right now, but please leave a long message. You could leave detailed customers like for your kid's school. Hey, you know, I know my kids go to school there. I can't take this call right now. It's important. I can't take the call, but I'll do it. However, you know, if you can send me a text, that's even better because I can respond. But feel free to leave a long message of exactly what it is and what you want me to do. So having custom greetings is a great thing. And on a professional level, it's good. But everybody here on a personal level should have all of your family members in a circle and create a voicemail for your family members. Or if it's somebody's birthday and you get notice on Google Plus, hey, it's somebody's birthday today, you could create a custom greeting for that person. So they call you, and instead of hearing, hi, this is Ed, sorry I can't take your call right now, it's, hey, Cedric, happy birthday. And that will blow you away. If you're calling me and what you hear is, hey, happy birthday, Cedric. You're glad that you're in the school, you add a lot to the school, I just made your day. Easy thing to do. They don't know about it. People out there don't know about it. But you have to take the time, and you have to develop habits to do that. So contacts, the key takeaway, we're almost out of time. The takeaway about contacts is you should look at your future in terms of like you're a fisherman and you have this net. And everybody you run across, you want to scoop up in your net. Google makes it easy to do that with contacts. It has a net, but unfortunately right now, the net you get with Google is the net is very big. You're only going to catch the big ones. What you need to do is go in and make it so you catch the smaller fish, meaning go into other contacts, upgrade them to contacts. When you're out there and you get somebody's business card, best thing to do is take a picture of it. Don't carry it around. Or if you carry it around, put it in a stack in a certain place. So once a week, you go through and you update your contacts with that person's information, and then you never lose them. Yes, Jesse?
I know I can add somebody from my contacts to my contacts, but I can't send them an email without their email address. Is that correct?
Correct.
Now, how do I pull up their email address so that once I add them to my contacts, I can then email them back and forth? Is that possible, or do I have to actually ask for it?
Well, you need to have their email one way or another.
Okay.
If they are on Google, you can start typing certain things, like in Google Plus. You can start typing their name, and if they're on Gmail, if they have a Gmail account, Google will probably find them. It'll come up with different ideas.
Okay.
And that, you won't know their email address when you add them to a circle, but they'll be added to your circle.
Okay. But I can't add them to contact. I can actually ask them for it.
Well, you might have to ask them for it, or you send them a little note through Google Plus.
Okay.
Ask them to send you an email.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So for contacts, you don't need any information other than one bit of information. You can just add a phone number in contacts and not know who it is. You can add an email and not know who it is. In fact, Gmail does that for you with the other contacts. But the takeaway for today is best practices is to get in the habit of adding things to your contact list just like you do to Facebook with friends. Whoever has the most contacts in their contact list and has the best contacts wins, because you just never know when you're going to have an opportunity to do something because of them. Okay. So any questions in California, Dennis?
No, we're good right now, Ed. Anyone have any questions at all? No, Ed, no questions here.
Okay. Great. Any questions here? Any questions here? Okay, then we're right on time. So thank you, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow, and we'll wrap up Gmail tomorrow.
Okay,
so if you're
thank you.
thinking of areas that you want more information on.
Okay.
Bye now.
Bye.